The sky so far, but I can't lose it.
Good evening, friends. Welcome back to Role-Playing Unlimited Monday night open table Dungeons and Dragons, rescheduled to Thursday night, but no, we're going to still pretend this is Monday night. I, of course, am your host, Tragically HP, coming to you live from the 100th Meridian, where fingers and toes, 40 things we share, 41 if you include the fact that we don't care. I am excited to be here with 4 of our players tonight. We have Fringe Wizard rejoining us for the second evening in a row after playing with us on the Wednesday night campaign last night. We also have Dom, a steady part of our Monday evening game. So both he and Wild Bob are jumping over from the Monday night game here to the Thursday night just to keep on top of the story. As well, we have Westy Gamer, Drunk Pally, there in the chat log. What's going on? And at this point, I will jump into the primary gaming chat here and wish you all a good evening. How's it going?
Hello, hello.
Doing good.
Hello.
Doing good.
Very cool, very cool. Cool to see some of y'all here in the Twitch stream there on the side. I'm gonna send this over to the primary game screen. Get our cast of characters assembled for tonight. We have Asilitim, Tuki Tuki, and Durlus returning from the last session. I see that Westy has no control over his character sheet.
That is correct.
To quote the Emperor, "Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen." Let's see. Everybody can see it. Westy is... There we go. Hopefully that fixes any of the bugs that you were running into there.
We will see very quickly here.
Yep.
And I do have control. I am of a certain level.
Gonna reassign these characters in alphabetical order.
Hey, there we go.
Fantastic.
Get some low rolls out of the way, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Looks like we have a gnome who will be joining us here, so I'm gonna get a token for Fringe here before we get too far into it, because our party composition is about to change pretty radically once we get back onto the party map. I've used that one plenty of times. That's a female gnome. That one's kind of cool. The good old Sverfniblin. Yeah, I think this one will serve our purposes. At least for the time being. Get some HP on there for you. Armor class assignment. Put your name tag on. And nothing happened. Okay. There we go. Hit point bar should be visible for everyone.
Correct. We don't see Tookie-Tookie's hit point. There we go.
Yeah, I just noticed
Beat
that.
me to it.
And we're not seeing yours either, so...
Oh, I'm seeing mine.
Yeah, well, of course you see
Oh.
yours. That's a problem if you don't. And yeah, looks like we are pretty set there with our 4 characters. So just a brief recap. I believe we are on planet Jespa. This is our 3rd session on this map. We are seeking an energy source, a device of technomancy. What exactly it is, we are not certain. But we have traced the energy signal to this particular mountain on this planet. Ascending the mountain, we encountered scorpions, shadows, and rust monsters, in addition to one of the unknown vaults. And accessing this vault, we gained some pretty cool items, although the rarest of them all was not something suitable for a few members of the party, so little famine and feast there. Continuing up the mountain, where we were last session, we spent a good time of the session in RP. We actually found a cabin up in the snowy peaks of these mountains where a human and an elf had seemingly retired and started up a family of their own. They had 3 daughters, and they were able to give some information about the device that you may be seeking, kind of pointing you in the right direction, warning you that some of her kin, her being the elf of this family, some of her kin are not going to welcome you as friendly as you were welcomed here at their home. So definitely be aware of potential challenges ahead. Looks like this is all kinds of jacked up again. The chat log there on the live stream, whatever. And that brings us to the point that we are at here, where we have made it to apparently an all-black screen, at least from my point of view. I need to change some preferences.
Oh God, we've gone blind.
They've gone to plaid. Alright, so that's Westy. Still not seeing anything there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely dark for me.
Strange. Oh, well, no, not so strange. I'm guessing that the token visions seem to have just dropped again. Yep, Tookie has vision, but no line of vision. So that's for all the good that does him. Alright. There we go.
What is happening now?
Screen's lit up.
Happening now.
Something's happening. There
I can see. I can fight.
Nope, no I can't. Did you say Abe Lincoln? No, I said, hey, Blinken.
Great movie.
Oh, yes. It looks like, Fringe's name tag has disappeared again. It's a shame have to keep making these adjustments every session. Usually these things stick. No.
That's what
On
she
the-
said.
Ha 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 ha.
On the plus side, you only have 1 Tookie right now, so there's that.
Oh, that's very true.
That is true. There is usually 2 of me.
Uh-oh.
Wait, now that wait, why is there
oh,
like five of me?
oh God,
no.
oh God.
You're surrounded! Oh, dear God!
Oh God! Oh God!
Well, we could use some backup.
Very true. You think this is the real Tuki Tuki? It's not. Alright, so there we go. Get your nameplate on there, hopefully. Update default token, yes. Alright, so here we are in what we suspect to be the area that we were directed to go. We can see here there's a steady snowfall, but strangely enough, we seem to have crossed under some invisible dome that is blocking the weather effect. So while you can see the snow falling, it stops a good 20 feet above you and just impacts some invisible force field. So it's cold here, you're just not getting snowed on. And we ended off last session with, we can just see something going on over here inside of this hollowed out tree to the southwest. A barrage of arrows greeted us upon our arrival to this point here. So last night we ended off at the start of a combat. Tonight we are going to start off right into the action. And we do have some open seats here for the session tonight if anybody wishes to join in at any point. Okay, yeah, looks like the API went off across the board on all my games. Let's do old school initiative for this again, like we did last night. Select your token, click the initiative button on your character sheet, and just like Durless did there, it will populate the information into our chat log, or our turn order, I should say.
We do that from our character sheet or our token?
From the character sheet. You need to
okay.
have your token selected and then open your
Gotcha.
character sheet.
I feel sad about that because I didn't have that the first time and I got a 17.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I can always make those adjustments.
I can live with a 13.
And we've got a few more foes down in this direction, and it looks like they're perfectly obscured from your vision. We can't even see their hit point bars, so perfectly obscured here are they. But there is some signs of movement in that area. Make sure to get them in the initiative tracker as well. Maybe. Okay. Keep it coming. Oh, geez. Well, big surprise. My dice are doing well. Alright, that's everybody. Get that in order. Westy going first.
Well, after you.
Get this baby right there. Oh, yep, sure enough. That's so weird. It did the same thing last night. Like, I thought that Fringe had the first turn, but it's not starting the turn order off at the top on the GM layer. It's only doing it on the player side.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't even see my guy on top of yours because, from my view, yours was the top. I had to literally scroll it up and be like, oh yeah, there's a guy there.
I mean, if he wants to skip his turn, he can skip his turn.
Well, they're pretty far away, so it's possible we might be looking at something like that just as it is. Alright. Anybody want to get into melee range by chance? I could maybe do something like in melee.
Bring it on.
No, you have to come to me. It's my turn. I need you in front of me. I don't want to have to walk all the way out there. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's your turn, so, you know.
Yeah. Alright, I guess I will do that and pass it over to Westy. It is your turn.
And these things did launch arrows from over here, correct? Or where did the arrows come from?
Correct. Arrows came from the southwest there, from what we could see in that little
Okay.
that tree
Like
house.
through the slits.
Yeah.
Okay. And can we see what creatures are attacking us, or?
Roll
I mean, we see-
perception.
Okay.
It's a little difficult. I mean, the snow's not blocking your line of sight. It's more
16.
where they are. But they do appear to be some hybrid of goblin.
Okay. I got no qualms about that. I will.
It's not the last night game, like a third of the party were goblinoids. They'd be like, hey, wait a minute. We might be able to, like, talk to these guys, you know.
I'll. Can I hold my action until one of them comes out, or I have a better view?
Oh, yeah.
And if none does, can I just launch my cantrip before my next turn, or is that
Well-
too many triggers?
It is. What you can
Okay.
do is you can ready your action for a trigger, i.e. one of them gets into a better position, or you
Okay.
can hold your turn by your best estimate and be like, okay, I can see that the goblins are going on a 16, so maybe I'll hold my initiative till a 15 and hope that they're in better position after that. So it's one or the other, kind of.
All right, can I hold my turn then until like some people can run out, essentially, i.e. 15?
Yeah, that'll
All
work.
right.
Holding turn, and that will set your initiative at a 15 for the remainder of
That's fine.
the combat here. So we'll just do a little swap there. And here come the goblins. Comes the goblins. Comes the goblins. Short bows. And I think we're going to add a little bit of acid splash onto this if they happen to hit. Starting off, one shot on each of you, left to right. I am going Tuki, and 11 to hit, not so much. Looks like Durlus lost his name tag there on the player side. Arrow shot on the dwarf, a 19 to hit. Might be close.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right, we're looking at 3 piercing as a result of that. And over to our gnome who just arrived from the shuttle. You've seen him around on the Starhopper here and there. Hasn't been a part of any of your ground crews until just yet, but a 21 to hit.
That's just rude.
Yeah, it is. For 7 piercing. Yow! Alright, I'm going to need double natural 20s to do anything to Westy right here. And I got an 8! Okay.
That'll bounce off my shield.
Bang.
Not my actual shield, but my arcane ward.
Right. And I have a couple more attacks aside from that. So now that we've seen what's going on with Westy over here, I think we're going to spam another pair of attacks on you and see if we can break through that. Break on through! 20 and 21.
Hey,
What's up?
question, because I literally just finished making this gnome. Anyway, could I have used a reaction on getting hit?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. So I only take 2 damage.
Oh, sweet. Stone Aegis, duration 1 minute, reaction, yep. I like it. So either of those hit you there, Westy? 2021?
They will both hit. And shielding wouldn't get me high enough. So
Speaking of getting high enough,
woo woo.
420.
So 10 points of damage. My arcane word took a beating there. Still up though.
Hey, Justin showed up. J-Man's in the game. What's happening? And he's in the chat. He's good to join for about an hour. Well, that's gonna be a nice little boost here. So let's drag. Which one is your character? There we go, Tariq. And the API is still broke here, J-Man, so we're doing the manual initiative. Go ahead and click on your token, roll it up, and we are just in the top part of the first round, so you can jump right in when your turn comes up, or right now if it happens to have already passed.
Sweet.
And my goblins are done, so depending on what Justin rolls for initiative, we'll see what's happening next year.
I am seeing nothing but black on my screen.
Ah, that makes sense. Yep. The dynamic, or the vision is dropping every single time. I'm just giving everybody 60 feet dark vision right here, whether you have it or not, because it's just the easiest setting. So if your view is more than it should be, cool. If for some reason you have 120 and you're not able to see that far, let me know. But I think 60 looks like it's seen all the way across the board.
I can see now, and I have 60 dark vision anyway, so.
I can see clearly now.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we can see further than we should.
But that's fine. I mean, it is daylight outside, so that setting would be in effect instead of you having dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's potato.
Good to go. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
Something happened.
something bet me.
I don't see again now. What happened?
Yeah, it looks like you somehow. Yeah, your vision went away. What the hell?
There's two of them on the board.
Huh.
Yes, it too.
Oh, he probably hit backspace. Or nope. This is just how it's going. Yep. Anytime you drag a new token onto the board. It's always either Tariq or Tuki Tuki. Apparently, if your name starts with a T, then you're subject to random cloning.
That's not even my real name.
Well, tell your name tag. You put it on there.
We call this a secret skill of T for 2.
Okay, so yeah, your turn would be second in the initiative. So my guy would go there, and then Tariq. So yeah, go ahead, take your turn, and then the goblins after that have already gone, and then Westy will be after that.
Yeah, what am I looking at here? I don't know what's going on.
This is what appears to be an elven forest, but we have been warned that the residents here will not welcome us at all. So what we have seen so far is that from this southwestern tree, a barrage of arrows has been shot at us twice now, and perception checks have revealed some kind of like snow goblins, it would appear, inside of the tree itself. As far as what's going on in the southeastern tree, much further away, nobody can really see much of anything going on down there, aside from bits of scattered movement.
Do we see a way up there or into there?
Not really. It almost looks like whatever the bridge is that's connecting the two trees, there's no way to access that upper level from the tree that's closer to you that you can see, unless it's maybe like on the other side here in the dark.
How is that bridge held up? Is that like support beams underneath or rope bridge from above?
It is held together with rope. There's no support beams from below. It is it seems to be like most elven crafts. It's kind of a hybrid with the actual tree itself, and doesn't look like the bridge was necessarily constructed so much as whatever was there was kind of hollowed out to make the bridge.
All right. Well, I'm going to Eldritch Blast this goblin that's right in front of me here, and then I'm going to move.
Okay. Just shot through the little opening there. Cover bonus not gonna be good enough for this guy. And you hear a ah! inside of there. And it looks like you got him!
And then I will run over there and kind of take a little bit of cover there. And that's it.
Well, that's some damn good cover because I lost sight of you. There you are. I had to put the yellow box around you to find you. Alright, and the goblins already taken their turn, so Westy, that's over to you.
Well, since none of them revealed themselves, I'll go ahead and let me get the right thing up. I'll go ahead and take a shot at this guy.
Okay. Got a cover bonus, but
natural 20.
Wow! And yeah, there is just a cacophony of panic inside of there as the one that you shot appears to have been flung across inside of there and potentially killed another one.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that was unexpected.
We'll kind of move closer to the tree as well, and then that'll be my turn.
I didn't know Asilatem was a knight. Did you guys see that perfect L move right there?
Yep.
Well, that was cool. All right, Fringe, welcome to your second night. Welcome to Monday, third Monday Open Table D&D. Your turn.
I love that. Third Monday.
Third Monday.
Let's see. Okay. So just is contextual because I don't know much about this one. What is our... We're here on the planet trying to like find something, and these random goblins start attacking us. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, there's some kind of technomancy device that we've got a reading on, especially characters who are attuned to magic, i.e. you've got you're a wizard, sorcerer, warlock, cleric, druid, ranger, any of the above, bard, and you've got arcana or religion skill. Your character just kind of innately feels this energy nearby. It's not an accurate beacon like a perfect tracking system, but you are able to tell, like, okay, we're getting closer. Whatever this technomancy is, it's close. And we did meet some friendly elves, half-elves, further up the mountain, and based on the limited conversation that they gave the characters, it seems that they used to live here, but things went bad and they decided to leave and just become hermits up in the mountains. So they warned you that something bad was going on in their village, and true to their word, now you see what's going on as soon as you arrive. You're under siege by goblins.
Got it. So it's safe to assume that they're malicious regardless.
Oh yeah, they've already. I mean, they already took a chunk out of your hit points.
Sounds good. I was gonna do something else, but if that's the case, I'm just going to attack these things. I'm also gonna smack an Eldritch Blast out. Oops. And let's see. Does that hit anything? I'm gonna just slam it out over through the trunk.
Yeah, it looks
And
like it's
see if
gonna
it-
just impact the hardened, reinforced bark of the tree.
Just impacted on the surface.
That's right.
It's not my fault. I can't see anything.
Does it open the window more, making it easier for the next of us, or?
How about no, Scott?
Worth a shot.
There's actually no window to speak of. It looks like these are just hollowed out little tunnels in the side of the tree here.
Oh, gotcha.
Sounds like a window to me.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. There's just no
No
there's-
glass. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing that can open further or shut. They can't give themselves better cover either. Well, alright. Looks like I've got some action down here on the south side. Let's see what this guy can do. Oh, isn't that nice? I lost all my spells. I
Really, they didn't
suppose.
get a long rest
Say that
before
isn't.
this.
Yeah, they didn't. It's a shame
That
too.
is nice, but you don't get any.
Yeah, I have one spell on my list, and I'm pretty sure there should be at least like 5 or 6, but whatever. Just roll as you go, and this
He
one
already
is-
used all of his spell slots for the day.
Yeah. So this one is going to get right up in the passage there. Take a shot at Tariq with a short bow. Loading. Ow! Damn! 22 to hit.
Do I have any cover on that?
You do.
Because I'm normally at an 18.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have a +2. It takes, I think, a lot more cover to get the +5. And then, of course, after that is full cover, which just can't target at all.
Got it.
Youch! So 8 piercing there, and I shall just kind of step back out of that position. And that's my turn, so back up here to Mr. Tuki. Squared.
I wanted to ask. So the thing, the foliage next to me, that's a bush or a small tree?
That is a small tree.
So like going under it would give me at least a little coverage.
Yes.
And my other question, so I know you touched on the holes that they're shooting through. Like, how big are these holes?
I'd say about 2 feet wide.
So dwarf sized?
But the goblins fit in them.
Yeah, the goblins could feasibly go through them, and vice versa. A dwarf could possibly squeeze through it. A very slender human could possibly even squeeze through it.
Okay. I don't know if I would going to be considered a slender human, but so I am going to 5, 10, 15, kind of use the tree as coverage and fly right up underneath here, so that I can peek through the hole.
Okay. There's a hole in the wall. And yeah, go ahead and take liberties from there. This one right here, you've got a clean shot on, despite the fact that you can't quite see it as well, maybe from your angle. You do have a good shot on it.
Okay, then I will use my guiding bolt against it.
Okay. Wow. Now, these goblins are just one-hitter quitters. Ka-bang, done. Ka-ting, done. Do you want to stay put right there, or any extra movement after what you've already done?
I'm gonna stay right there.
All right, let's pass it over to the dwarf.
All right, so
Pretty sure it's pass it down to the dwarf.
that's technically 25 feet there, which is my movement. But, like, there's elevation to take into hand. Am I going to need to dash to get up there?
You would, unless you are exceptionally great at athletics, in which case you might be able to just kind of do a diagonal leap midway and, like, kind of connect to the side of the trunk at the end
I am
point.
pretty athletic.
Give it a shot. If you can hit something like a 20, maybe, you might be able to just be like, "Roar!"
All right, well, first off, Durlus is going to rage. He just starts screaming, "Yes! Yes! Finally!" Ooh, yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
Selatem just sees this dwarf go flying right above his head and connecting to that porthole right there.
While screaming, of course.
Of course. And look at that, there's one of them right there next to you as you squeeze your way through.
How high over me does he go? Is
He
he like
might be
right
like
above, or?
he might be like 15 feet high at that point.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which is like 3 times his height, so, you know, it's not bad.
Oh yeah.
So do I have an action left or no?
Oh, definitely. That was just a move.
All right, sweet. I am going to hit him with my hand axe.
All right. And while the action shifts inside here to the combat, Asilatim and Eldon earn double pay as stagehands, and they have to remove the trampoline from this square right here where the dwarf just... Boom. 21, huh? All right. Wow, wouldn't you know it? The only goblin to survive an attack, and it's from the Dwarven Barbarian. I have 1 hit point left.
It won't be long.
What are the odds?
Oh my gosh. Well, alright. Any bonus action there for it? Well, yeah, that was your rage, right?
Yeah, my rage against is a bonus action.
Cool, cool. We'll pass it on down. Back to my side, then. Oh, is there Dieter? Alright, now, if this one lost their spells, that's going to be a problem, because that's all I got.
They just had a nice crafting day or something, and they weren't prepared for random adventures. What can you say?
Behold, we have finally crafted the legendary portable hole. Ah, crap, we're under attack. Shit. Into the portable hole! Got a feeling this is a bad idea. Alright. Alright, I think first I will play a little bit of that, which just kind of happens behind the scenes from the Elf Enchantress. Yep. Somebody's getting a nice little bonus there. And 60 feet away, huh? I'm also going to actually step down the stairs and out onto the platform itself. And I'm just going to take a look down at this this guy hiding down here. And we're going to try some sweet nothings from a good distance, but it comes across as whispers to Tariq. Charisma saving throw or charmed by this beautiful, lovely piece of terrible.
Is that a spell?
It is not. It is a
Okay, I didn't-
supernatural
I didn't think it was, but worth asking.
show. Magical effects, it would count in that respect. Woo! Thank goodness.
Dang.
Woo! All right. Yeah, you feel her words getting into your head, and you're like, Hawkeye in the second Avengers movie when the Scarlet Witch tries to get him. Nah, been there, done that. Didn't like it.
I just kind of look up at her and smirk and chuckle a little bit, like, my people are much better at that than you are.
Well, shit, that was a move, dash, and an action, so I guess I'll put hands on hips and look regal like Superman up here as the wind flows through my cape. And that takes us to the second round here. And if that's going to be the case, I definitely am going to have to follow with this guy here. And yeah, it's just one after another gets stranger. You had her step out onto the bridge here to attempt her charm effect on Tariq. And following right behind her, obviously in a protective stance as he stands in front of her, is an orc. So, you, like, never see elves and orcs working together, so it's definitely kind of, what? And for my orc, I will guiding bolt towards Tariq's almost like right down below me there. I'm going to take the long shot at a Silatem. Ah, 21!
Do I have any cover from this thing? The tree?
+2, yeah.
+2? That gives me 16. I'll go ahead cast shield. So it gives me another 5. So 21. Well, 21 would still hit one time.
That's right!
So,
I hit
never
you
mind.
Exactly!
Well,
No!
yeah, my math is bad.
No math after whatever o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll still hit, dang it.
Such a
And how
pleasure.
much?
We are looking at 10 radiant damage.
My
And-
shield is down.
Commence fire on the Death Star's main reactor.
29.
Very honored to see a lot of viewers in our Twitch stream again tonight. Looks like we got 6 right now. Very thankful you're here. Are you with us? Obviously.
Concentrate all firepower on that Superstar Destroyer. I mean, Silatem.
And then you fast forward to episode 8, my favorite Akbar line. We need to what? Justin, let's pass it to your turn.
Alright, so how high up is that bridge?
420. Oh, 20.
20 feet? Alright.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. J-Man, is Tariq level 2 or level 3?
He is level 3.
Fantastic. So you don't need to level up in the middle of your round here.
Yeah, I caught something somewhere where people went to level 3, so I leveled him.
Right, yeah. Since I canceled the game on Monday, I just felt bad, and you guys were going to be leveling up to 3 in the middle of this combat, so instead, let's get it before the combat. Go have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
I think my name and health bar disappeared once again.
I'm going to...
Weird. Yeah, it disappeared on the player side. I'm sorry, go ahead, J-Man.
I'm going to fling something hard and dangerous at the Enchantress with my newly acquired spell Catapult.
Oh,
I'm
God.
doing some Jedi telekinesis over here.
Alright. Alright, let me call John Williams real quick, see if I have permission to use one of his songs for this bit. I'm on hold. Dexterity save, okay. Yeah! On a... Is it just nothing at all on a successful? Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, I guess so. I hadn't realized that. I wouldn't have used that. I would have said something else.
Dope!
I guess I missed that.
Oh boy.
We're at the bridge, though, right?
Evil Dawn is in the chat and has redeemed J-Man cosplay as Earl. And we will pass it over to the goblins here, which, I don't know, I don't have too many of them left, but, one has 1 hit point and 2 of them are at full health. And yeah, I mean, one of them is inside here with us, so I think what we're going to do is just get the HE double out of here. Yep. Ah! They're inside the fort! They're inside the fort! And yeah, we will step out here onto the bridge. The one that has a single hit point remaining facing off against Durless, which I think it might be because you're just wedged into the dynamic lighting. Might be why the health bar has vanished.
Oh, yeah, that could have done it.
I still see his health bar.
Interesting. It breaks out a jagged scimitar and of course, I have +4 to attack, so of course I roll a 19 on the effing die. 23 to hit for 3 slashing. Slice.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Yeah, unless you're Ben. Okay.
I'm raging, though, so it gets halved. Does it get halved down to 1 or 2?
It gets halved down to 1 in your favor.
Sweet.
You just look down at it, all that for a drop of blood. And Tariq is going to be getting shot at by these 2 goblins, if for no other reason than to try to prompt an Earl-like response out of him. Okay. 19.
Somebody check his die. I think they're loaded.
Oh my.
Hey, hold on a minute. Do I have any cover from this little tree I'm underneath right here?
You got another +2? Yeah.
Well, then I'm going to do this little thing right here. It's a little trick I picked up along the way from some snake friends of mine. Maybe there was a Mind Flayer's friend of mine. I don't remember who it was exactly. But I learned this little trick. I'm going to show you what it is.
For those not in the know, Justin's Earl is a character from our Agent Orange zombie apocalypse setting, set in early 1970s New Mexico. We have played, I think, 3 full campaigns, and full campaigns for a horror story for us is pretty short. We tend to play like 8 to 12 games, and that's about all we can really stomach. But it's a very, very fun concept. Usually I try to bring it in around Halloween time, and 21 is the last time we played it, and Justin had this character, Earl, that we were all playing on video. It was very memorable. If you're following us on YouTube, the entire 4-chapter story of Agent Orange Across the Pecos can be found there. And if you're casting a shield spell there, then we're just going to boom boom, and that'll be the end of that for the goblins.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I said, no, son, no, son. I don't want those arrows in my face. So you can take them back.
Send it on down to Asilatim.
Alrighty. So we will go ahead and have no more shield, which doesn't make me happy. Can't reach those guys with anything that I want to do to get them. So we'll go ahead and just cast a Scorching Ray lightning style at the Enchantress. All 3 of them. So
Okay.
that would just be... This is a weird one because of how it rolls.
She may have a cover bonus due to her protector standing there in front of her, as well as his abilities, but we'll see what you're doing too.
So that would be the first one that would be cast. And then, let me double check to...
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
That would be the second one.
Damn! I'm not the only one with some money dice
And
tonight.
That would be the third one.
Oh, of course you rolled no freaking damage on that one. So with that, with that one, the guy in front of her, he's been trying to interpose himself and like going left when you're firing right on the first 2 attacks, and then the third one, he finally, with like a big baseball glove-sized paw, reaches out and just snatches the spell out of midair, and he doesn't even seem to take damage from it. He just kind of like, his hand glows red for a second, and then he just kind of opens his paw and it wisps away. But 3 points of damage, great. I took 20, you saved me from 3. If I had a free action, it would just be like a little slap on the back of his neck.
And after all those shots, we'll kind of duck in right there. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Never realized this song that's playing on the live stream right now is kind of like Last of Us. All right, so Fringe, back over to your turn.
Okay, seeing as I am left back over here, I'm like, you guys are abandoning me. I'm going to walk to about here. Actually, if I can click on my thing. Why can't I click on...
Looks like you have the ruler selected on the taskbar on the left. Scroll up to the...
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was measuring. I'm going to get to about here. And little tiny short-legged gnome is tired. And so he's going to say, screw this. And I'm going to go Misty Step. And I'm going to zap myself. Let's see. Right. Since I'm small, can I be like kind of halfway occupying space, but like kind of hang out here with Durless?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to precisely place your token too, you can hold the Alt key and then release your clicker, and then you'll be like kind of between squares. You don't always have to be perfectly in a square.
Got it. Okay, I'll fix that here in a second. And then I'm going to see the super hurt goblin and roll a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
No! Goblin. Natural 20. Nope, not quite. Hey, made it exactly. Of course he freaking did.
13 on the nose.
With
So
a
is that a
-1.
success or fail?
That's a success.
Got it. Okay.
Does it at least do 1 point of damage on a success?
Tank. Hold on, let me read this. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Go ahead and post it to the chat log too.
I don't think I can do anything.
Oh, the vicious mockery. Gotcha. Target can hear you. Absolutely. Yeah, it's an all or none.
Or take. Okay.
All
No, right. Yeah,
Oh.
I can't do anything then. Oop. I clicked. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Wrong button.
No worries.
Alright,
Oh.
yeah, I am done then.
Okay. I do have one more elf. And I think for this one, we are going to step out onto the stairs leading into this treehouse. I'm going to fire a shot. A shot that only an elf could make. Almost like it's going to bend around the tree and somehow strike a Celatum.
Oh, good God.
Da-na-na-na.
All the way.
Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And yeah, I'm going to need a miraculous die roll on this because I am doing so with disadvantage. But I got 2 natural 20s in me, right? Maybe not right now. Does an 8 hit
I
you?
don't think that's going to cut it.
He's a wizard. An 8 might hit.
Hit me?
Yeah.
Or El? No, it does. It misses me.
Come on. Double check. Crunch those numbers
Yeah.
again.
That'll be a miss. That'll be a miss.
F. All right. Well, I'm not moving back inside. I'm more so just kind of taking a knee. So I've got cover behind like the little railing here on the stairs. And we'll
These
send
creatures really don't like me blasting the hell out of them, do they?
We'll send it back over to Tuki Tuki.
Okay. I'm going to squeeze myself through the hole.
Okay. Wings might make it a little difficult. Roll a dexterity check or an acrobatics if you have training.
You mean proficiency?
Correct.
I do not have proficiency in acrobatics.
All right. You could still click acrobatics. It would be the same thing as a raw dexterity check. It's just, of course, if you are proficient, you're going to have better chance. Nice! So, yeah, you make yourself as thin as a piece of paper and just slide right through.
Okay.
You made that look easy.
Yeah, you did.
Alright, what do I see inside this besides Durlus?
A bunch of dead goblins. There's one of them still alive right here, facing off against him in melee. And then some decorations, of course, we can kind of see inside here, like an elven table, a little basin for water. These are all obviously of elven construction, but they do also have signs of being used by these goblins for quite some time. So there's obviously a taint to them. And we can also see here a set of stairs that descend further into the tree, and you imagine that's probably going to lead out onto the walkway where the goblins escaped.
Okay.
And perhaps most importantly, a treasure chest.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is that an actual treasure chest?
It is a chest, and it is closed.
I'm gonna just kind of hop, skip, and jump my way over there and check it out.
All right. Check it out in what fashion?
Do a perception to see if it's locked or if I can figure out if there's any kind of traps or anything.
Very cool. Yeah, go ahead with that. Ow! Money dice. The chest is locked, but it doesn't appear to have any traps on it.
Okay. I'm going to look around to see if I can see a key, but I'm guessing that would be the end of my turn.
Well, let's see. Move, squeeze through, move through a little more, perception. You still have an action. I would say that's move and bonus action so far.
I'm going to just use a free action to yell out that there is a chest over here that is locked. Look for a key. I don't want to steal Durlus's kill because he'll be mad at me.
I'm glad you recognize that.
Well, here's the thing. So Tuki shouts that out, and the goblin that Durlus is fighting turns around from... It turns its back completely on Durlus and says, "Hey, that's mine!" And I'm going to count that as vacating a threatened square. Even though I'm not moving, it's completely turning its back.
Yeah, he took his eye off the ball.
So you get a free attack of opportunity, and if I'm still alive, it's your turn after that. Yeah, it's dead. And
Alright, bury my axe on the back of his head.
Conveniently, as the body falls to the ground, a little key skitters across the floor and lands at Tuki's feet.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Durlus. Just what I was looking for.
You still have movement and bonus action if you wish.
Okay, I've got a really dumb idea.
I like it.
Have you ever had a smart one?
Yeah. Well, this may top it. Alright, so I'm going to run over, climb up, and get a view of the goblins out on the bridge.
Okay.
How far down do they look?
Like 15 feet.
Perfect. Alright. So I'm going to jump out the window, and then at the same time...
Oh, shit.
I'm going to cast Enlarge on myself.
Hey, you guys!
People's elbow from the top rope down on the goblins.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know what kind of attack that is, but yeah.
I think I'm gonna need more of a save. And just
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I grew the wrong guy. Ah!
You call that bludgeoning?
Miscast.
Are you dropping rage to do
Oh,
that, or
no.
do you need to?
He accidentally cast Reduce. Oh, look at this. Help me. Oh my god. I don't know what happened.
Hey, it works for Ant-Man.
Yeah, right?
Wait, so this is the barbarian casting a spell?
It's a racial ability for the Dragar.
Oh, right, that thing. Yep, that makes sense. I forgot about that.
Got it. Okay, never mind.
All right, so
Yeah, I
goblins
can only do
are
it once a day.
going to dexterity save. Hey, how about that? All right.
Never even saw it coming.
Roll. Man, roll 4 die 6. Okay.
Not
All
bad.
right. Anybody wants well, the rock likes pancakes. So we got pancaked goblin right there. And additionally, that is going to cause a nice little ripple down this ramp, or not this ramp, this bridge right towards the orc and the elf enchantress. Dexterity save 14. Okay, good enough. And the enchantress, this would be great if she rolled a natural 1 and just fell right to the ground 20 feet and broke her neck. Ah!
Ow.
Woo! Well, that is going to be double damage because 20 feet, failed save, 11. She is a tank of hit points, but she falls very awkwardly here on the ground. A short distance away. And she is not only prone, she is effectively suffering at least 1 level of exhaustion. Let me find the exhaustion icons. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she is at level 2 of exhaustion, so she is on disadvantage for her attacks. Or is that level 3? Level 2 is half speed, right? Checking. Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Level 1, disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2, speed halved. Level 3, disadvantage on attacks and saving throws. So, actually, she's going to be level 3. So, speed halved and disadvantage on pretty much anything she rolls. Because, yeah, that was just bad. And it's her turn now after that. It's going to take all of her movement to get up from prone, because now she's at half movement, which is what it takes to get up from prone. I think I'm just going to kind of limp away here, because that was unexpected. So I will spend my action to move another 15 feet. And my bonus action, well, all my magic stuff is back in the tree, so I guess I'm done right there. And before we take off with the orc, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Yeah, I think I will step away here for just a moment. My water is empty, and as is my coffee, so maybe like 3-4 minutes, and we shall be right back with the 3rd round of combat. Catch you in a few minutes. Are you with us?
Sounds good.
He's like the worst bodyguard ever.
Yeah, really. He missed the two ray of flames and just let her take it all.
And then as he like steadies himself on the bridge, he watches her fall. And like, oh,
To be fair, I don't think anybody was expecting the People's Elbow dwarf to grow twice his size.
That was pretty good.
That was the best
wouldn't
dumb
say
idea I
Tuki
ever
Tuki-
had.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure Tuki would be surprised by it, but like, you know, He expected something, maybe just not that.
Between tonight and last night, I've only had one good roll.
Be thankful you didn't take any damage from that fall.
It would have been half because of rage anyway.
Falling atop of pancaked goblin damage. That doesn't get halved.
Now, if this bodyguard is truly committed to his cause, he's going to leap off of that bridge to go protect her.
Honestly, I'm surprised that the bridge held up because I'm rereading this now, and apparently my weight goes up by 8.
Yeah, it's pretty good elven craftsmanship.
Yeah, I assume there's a lot of ropes there.
Well, he also said it was like kind of like one of those living
Yeah.
bridges,
Living bridge
part of the
thing.
tree.
Couple of nice springy branches to catch me.
The elf foreman in charge of the singing group of growing this tree base thing, slapping the side of the trunk, saying, "This baby right here can take so many body slams."
When you jumped over me, the reason I asked how high you were jumping, I was like, what would happen if I reacted with shield while I was under you to like bounce you off? Like, how much further would you go in there? But it's like, 15 feet? Yeah, my shield's probably not extending that far.
Yeah, no, I actually used to play Dwergar basketball back in the Underdark.
There you go.
15-foot vertical leap, yeah, that'll do it.
I love how he's done 20 points of damage to me, but he's only actually done 6 points because of my arcane ward.
I mean, that is the whole point of an abjure.
Yep.
That is a really useful skill.
Yeah. That, and I've rolled pretty much max hit points every single time thus far. So I got a few hit points.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how rolling for hit points went. I just kept on going with average.
Yeah, he lets you do average, or you can roll for it. And then if you roll 1, you can roll again, and if you get a 1, you're stuck with it. I've been like, yeah, let's just roll it. 5, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, I got lucky. I rolled an 8, which is my max damage on my level up to level 3. So I was really happy about that.
Nice.
Maybe next time I'll take a chance. I'm honestly surprised nobody tried to set this thing on fire yet.
Druid.
Yeah, you still haven't taken the campfire spell.
And honestly, we
Or
don't know
bonfire.
where the techno magic device is hidden, so it might be in the tree.
Yeah.
No, it's smart. It's good that we haven't. It's just I didn't expect it.
It might.
Yeah,
be
you're
the
used to people who
tree.
just burn everything down.
You always hear about those D&D stories on Reddit, you know?
Actually, I don't even think I have a fire spell.
I reflavor all my fire spells to lightning, so technically I don't have a fire spell either.
Well, lightning can certainly start fires.
Oh yeah, it could, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's starting a fire on. Granted, I guess the dome's protecting it, so it may not be wet wood, but
Hello, we is back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he did say that the trunk was magically reinforced, so lighting it on fire might be a bit difficult.
welcome back.
Thank you. Might be a little bit difficult, we'll see. So, yeah, Protector is now looking over at her like, where are you going? Well, shit, I guess.
Prove your commitment. Jump.
I might have to. Okay, his spells are still
I mean, I'll help him down
intact.
otherwise.
I think... Okay, we'll cast that. And we're gonna try to jump down. Oops, not a con check. A strength check. Plus a die 4. Aha! And he shouts something in Elvish and runs over to her and tries to once again body block from down here. So passing it northeast to Tariq.
I'm just going to prove how inept this bodyguard is right now.
You have no idea how my dice are going to thwart you. Oh, look at him moonwalking. Oh. A strength save.
Yeah, that's on her.
Okay. No. Will this help?
Is she saying sweet nothings in my ear as I kill her?
Yes. You don't really want to do this, do you? Oh no! Ow! Okay, so that hurt. That concludes your action there?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah,
It does damage as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I took it.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I pull her towards me right past the bodyguard, and I just kind of wink at him.
Oi! No! Well, I don't have any goblins left, so we'll take them out of the initiative, and that's right back over to Asilitim.
Right there, and I can see her down there. Feet. We'll go ahead and do what we did before. That seemed to be pretty effective last time. Do another Scorching Ray set at her. 19 to hit.
Ow. Ow.
6 to hit.
Alright.
Yeah, 9 to hit.
9.
So 10 damage.
Alright.
Not as good on the damage that time.
Oh, that's okay. She's getting beat down pretty bad here. Looks like she's already down under half.
And I actually have to step away real quick because my dogs are whining at me, so I'll probably be out like 10 minutes at
Okay.
most.
Yeah, no worries.
So-
If you're not back by your next turn, we'll just hold it until you get back.
Okay, should be quick.
And we'll pass it back to Fringe over inside the tree. I do believe. Yep.
Right up. I'm gonna move. So everything's dead in here.
Yep, except
We're
for
done.
your buddy who's looking at the key and the treasure chest.
Right. There we go. Trying to be actually in the window. So now I can see. And the so the elf got pulled over to Tariq, yes?
Correct. Yeah, she's right here.
Okay. Okay. And I've been seeing largely what's been going on with these two, from having been hanging out up north before I moved. So I'm gonna DC 13 Wisdom savings check for the orc thing.
Alright. Go ahead, post the spell, please.
And with that, I am going to have to leave you all.
Alright, brother. Thanks for joining in. Good times. Well, that was a crap save.
Thanks for coming.
Good luck.
Okay, so that is a D4. Do I have to go back to the thing?
1 point
Yep.
of damage.
1 damage, and I'm gonna, from leaning out this window, yelling at the orc, and in my little high squeaky gnome voice, I'm gonna go. And the orc takes 1 damage from it because it hurts so bad.
Well, okay. I've got my elf down here firing away with the bow, and now I've got a giant dwarf on the bridge here who's an obvious target. It's the biggest
Bring it on.
dwarf ever. Single shot, short bow. Might be close. 16 AC.
Yep, my AC is 15.
All right, 4 points of pierce damage there.
So
Take-
2.
Nice. take cover there behind the railing again. And Tuki's got that key.
I am going to take a moment and cast guidance on myself in case I happen to miss something. And then I'm going to open the chest.
All right. And inside the chest, you find numerous vials, well kept and well organized. They are all apparently the same, some kind of viscous black liquid. It's very, very thick. Not
Drink
sure.
it.
Interesting.
What's up?
Drink it.
I just said interesting. What check would it be to identify these?
I would say just eyeballing it, try a survival check.
Not terrible, but not great.
You don't think these are beneficial potions. You're pretty sure these are probably some type of poison.
And about how many are there?
There are a dozen vials.
Okay, I am going to take one and then close the chest.
All right. Roll a perception. Very cool. You do think that under this case of poisons, there may be enough space for something else to be in this chest.
Ooh, interesting. I will inspect.
And sure enough, there is a small box that's kind of supporting this tray of vials. It's a wide, short box, maybe about 1.5 feet wide and only about 3 inches tall. And this box is also locked.
Does the key I have in my hand open this box?
It doesn't look like it will. It looks like the key that will open this is going to be extremely tiny.
Okay. I assume I have some kind of bag on me or some kind of like backpack.
You should. Usually explorer's pack, adventurer's pack, something of that sort, typical starting equipment.
Okay. I am going to take that box and put it in my bag. And like I said, grab one of the vials and then I assumed I had to take all the vials out to get the box out.
Not necessarily, because the vials are kind of, they have their own little tray that they slide into. You can kind of grab the tray from both sides and kind of gently pry it out of there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I will take just one of the vials and I'll leave the other 11 to possibly come back to if we survive this.
Very cool. Welcome back, Westy.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Would I have a move action left, or is that the rest of my turn?
You would still have move and bonus, yeah.
Okay. Then I will move and head down the stairs and presumably out to the bridge.
Yep, it's pretty much that exact route, so whatever, 5, 10, 15 to get to here, and then just the most direct route right back out to here. So another 5, 10, 15, 20, I guess.
Okay, I only have 25 movement, so
Okay. So you'll kind of be
somewhere.
like right here,
Right,
but
maybe.
under. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see your giant dwarf friend there with just wearing what's left of these goblins as your turn comes up there, Mike.
Definitely not the first time he's been covered in blood. Alright, so I'm going to swap my hand axe for my whip and jump down and try and charge over to them.
Okay.
Does
Roll.
that seem a feasible distance?
Definitely, but roll an athletics check just in case, because you might take a bad spill and end up taking some damage on
Copy.
the way down. Oh, yeah, you're good.
I do a cool flip when I do it.
For sure.
Alright, still got a action and bonus action, right?
Correct.
Alright,
up
for
next to
my
both.
for my action, I'm going to try and get the orc in a grapple.
Okay. That will be opposed athletics checks.
And I have advantage on strength checks, so that counts, right?
Correct. So you got a 15, and I got a... Somehow.
Alright, well, I still got my bonus action, so I'm going to hit him with my armor spikes.
Okay. Ow! Well, my AC is definitely not high enough. It is a 12. So 9 damage. Okay. Ow!
And that'll be it then.
Well, the Enchantress kind of looks over in a daze. You can tell she is just all kinds of messed up. And, well, what to do? Disadvantage, half speed. Yeah, I don't like any of these spells against an enraged, enlarged dwarf. Let's try this one. F it. Hold monster. Level 5 enchantment. Alright, wisdom save or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each turn, you can make another wisdom saving throw. DC is 15. Oh!
Oof.
Too short.
So close.
Right.
Is that illusion or charm?
It's an enchantment.
Oh wait, paralyzed too. Does that apply there? The Dweger resistance?
Advantage on saving throws against illusions. Yes, you're good. All right.
Sweet.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't like this. I'm gonna, I think, back off here under the bridge and risk the attack of opportunity. Oh, jeez. Oh. Youch. And she will be regretting that for the near future, no doubt.
Nice boom of thunder as I crack my whip.
Sonic boom! And the orc lets out a cry of anguish as she gets hit again, and he is just completely inept to do anything about it. Okay. We are going to just go nuts. 4 claw attacks on Durlus. Well, that's a poor start. There we go. Well, One hit, maybe?
Yep, one hit. What is that? 9 plus 7, so 18, right?
It'll be, what, 4 and then 3? So
Or
it takes-
16. Yeah, 16 halved.
But you're going to half each set of it, so it's going to be 4 and then 3, so you only take 7 instead of 8.
Oh, right.
Well, that's everything the orc has got, but I guess I will try to interpose again, just not... Well, I guess I could exit your threat and range, because you don't likely have 2 reactions around, but even still, I'm going to stay right there. And Westy, that's back to you, brother.
Yep. Is she obscured by anything in my view, or because there wasn't any
Not
ground
really.
things? Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have any cover. There's a little bit of shadow there, but you can see her perfectly from where you're at.
Well, alrighty. We'll just give her the good old cantrip attack. 24 to hit.
Oh,
For 16 points of lightning damage.
ow!
And... not really. Then, yeah, I'll just, come down behind this tree a little bit. And that'll be my turn.
Gotcha, I see you. Okay. Pass it over to Eldon.
All right. Orc has been hurt, yes?
Oh, yes. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that one I know. Straight up. Of course he made it.
Let's
Oh, goodness gracious.
see. Yeah, that is my turn then. I've only got the one thing I can do right now.
Stupid monsters. Okay, well, the elf that's over here just spotted what Eldon tried to do, but doesn't know quite what it was, but I think we will shift over to you this round. You do have a +2 bonus to your AC for the cover, and I will fire and stick an arrow into this bush over here, a good 40 feet away from where you're at. Let's hear it for elven accuracy. Okay, Tuki Tuki.
Okay, I'm going to continue walking out onto the bridge so I can finally see what's happening.
Hey, there we go.
Trying to figure out what's going on. Who's this? You said there was... Alright, so there... Where is the archer? Or is he already taken care of?
Roll perception. You may not have had a good look to spot it just yet.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You spot the archer crouching down over here just as you exit onto the bridge. You can just see the top of his head sticking up.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so... about my movement. Can probably get to there-ish with the rest of my movement. How far away are you? 20 feet. Can I take the vial and throw it at her?
You certainly can. She's under the bridge, so it's kind of an awkward angle, but you do have a chance at it.
Okay. I'm just interested to see what this vial does.
Okay.
Just straight dex or with proficiency? Probably not with proficiency.
If you have, yeah, I guess not with prof. That'd be specific. So yeah, go ahead and just straight dex. Okay. Okay. So it hits her right in the face, and she lets out a gag. And you're not sure what exactly happened, but she appears to be unconscious or dead.
She's having a bad day.
This is the worst day of
Bum,
my
bum,
life.
bum.
Well, that's interesting. Gonna have to go back and grab the rest of those eventually.
Yes, indeed. And over to Durlus, standing right next to the elven, or the orc protector for the elf, I should say.
Gonna try another grapple. Looks a little better this time.
Oh, yeah, do. Try this claw. Strength check. No freaking way!
Oh my god.
No freaking way! The only thing he could have rolled to beat it.
Your dice are in dice jail.
Oh, good golly.
Who'd you bribe over at Roll20, huh?
For real, man. I mean, they are located out here in Henderson. I just haven't found their office yet.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna whack him with my spikes again.
Okay. Oh! Natural 20. I'll show you natural 20. Okay. Just about got him to the 50% mark. And he is starting to salivate red. And his eyes are starting to turn a sickly shade of yellow.
Don't think I have anything else I can do, so I guess that's it.
Alright. Well, the elf has really nothing to do, because she's either unconscious or dead, so top of the round again. Whew, man. Yeah, I think at this point the orc is gonna lose it. And we're gonna double up on that attack output right here. So Durlus is staring at the business end of 8 claw attacks. Although, if I roll something like that,
8?
followed by something like that. Okay, so 1, 2. Kind of a house rule that I do, a little bit of a carryover from a 3E and even a AD&D 2 before that. Creatures with multiple attacks, this is typically only a monster thing. I don't typically impose it on player characters. I roll a natural 1 on my second attack there, followed up by a dexterity check that is below DC of 10. Typically that results in the monster losing 1 of its attacks. So effectively I've already rolled 3 attacks.
Alrighty.
So 4th attack, and of course...
Oof.
And the 5th attack... Ugh! Number 6. I don't know about that one.
My AC is 15.
Oh, jeez. And then number 7 and 8. So 7 is a hit for minimal damage. Number 8 is not going to do anything. And the attack that missed with the natural 1, this thing just kind of dug its heel really badly into the soil. And there's no damage penalty, but it does look like it kind of like jammed its knee. And it may have a movement penalty here going forward. Tim, back up to you.
Yep. So I assume that I, through the brush and everything, I saw her fall down.
Yeah, you can see her just
Okay.
laying down under the bridge right now.
All right. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'll go with it.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and focus on this orc dude here and do what's been working. Fortunately, it's not the nat 20, but dirty 20 there. For oh, okay, for 5 points of damage. I was like, why is it doing the plus? It's doing the plus because of the
Right.
crit.
Exactly. Well, 5
So-
points of lightning. We'll take that.
And that'll go ahead and be my turn.
All right.
Really would have wished for that other side of the roll for the damage.
That doesn't pierce through, right?
No, this is just a cantrip.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a shame
Reflavored lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have a lightning effect in the special effects tab here, because I can easily make a firebolt.
Nice.
Of course, it doesn't show on the player side here for me, so anybody watching on the stream
Speaking
is just
of-
like, what?
Speaking of firebolt, I had noticed a random arrow trying to get me, and I'm gonna be vindictive.
Hey, for all you know, there was like a fiendish crow in this bush trying to get you, and he was taking care of it before it like got you in the jugular.
See, does a 14 hit this one over
Oh,
here?
Wow. Okay. One shot, one kill.
I'm just gonna go. Nice, got it.
Yeah, you could see that guy was about to pop his head up again, and you just timed it perfect and done. Because, yeah, my turn is right after yours, so that's it. That'll make it Dom's turn instead.
Okay. I am going to enchant my brand new quarterstaff and fly down and make a charge attack against the orc.
I like it. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm guessing that didn't hit.
Well, let's position you right here, and flexible flanking house rule,
Right.
you would get advantage. So try another die 20 and see if that is more favorable. There you go. Just needed to hit a 12. So 22 for 9 damage. Ow!
Right, and I'm going to expend a use of the special ability and do the 2d10 necrotic damage.
Ooh, that might be enough. And it is. Nice. Just barely. Well, that's interesting. I certainly didn't anticipate the elf being unconscious or whatever at this point in the battle. But nevertheless, you have completed the necessary requirements. Of course, this is going to be different for Westy, so let me just double check the difference. XP incoming.
Commence salivation.
Advancement in the compendium. So yes, level 3 is 900, level 4 is 2700. So effectively, Westy, you're going to add 1800 XP. And then everybody else, put your XP up to 2700. And that level 4 will trigger instantaneously, which, again, she was supposed to still be fighting at this point, so it would be a little bit more interesting, but who knows what's going to happen. In the meantime, I'm going to drop the initiative, because if anything happens, it'll be the start of a new conflict. Go ahead and get your level ups, and then we will decide how we will approach the fallen elf on the other side of that.
Sweet.
Oh, come on, Durless.
Oh,
Seriously?
you're talking. Oh, I'm just gonna roll average. It's safe.
Oh, that's the worst ever. I think
I was rolling hot all night too.
I think a third roll is warranted. A D12 that results in a 1 is just god-awful. There we go.
And end up average anyway.
The high average. Oof. Yeah, I mean, a D6 or a D8 can settle on a 1 once in a while. On a D12, eek.
Twice in a row. Oh, God.
Yeah, which is weird. I've had that house rule for years, and I've only seen it trigger a couple of times in all that span. But over the last couple of weeks, I've seen a few people hit it. Ones in a row. And of course, if you want to discuss ideas on what we're doing here while you are facilitating your level ups, feel free to do so.
I assume no time is passing as they're leveling up, correct? It's just like, oh, a breeze, and
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah, I like to liken it to the old Sega Genesis D&D game, Warriors of the Eternal Sun, which, if you ever played that and your character is adventuring in the dungeon, and you hit that XP milestone to level up, you just all of a sudden hear, yeah! And occasionally, your party of 4 will defeat the big bad at the end of the dungeon, and you'll hear something like, yeah. So that's always how I kind of feel like I see it in the midst of the combat. Everybody's just getting this rush of adrenaline and kick ass, and we're ready to roll forward with more. I guess it could have gone the other way. We could have killed the elf enchantress first and then been level 4 to wipe out the rest of the goblins, but I guess the goblins were the easy target here at the start.
Alright, well, I took Fighting Initiate, but it didn't give me an option to actually choose the fighting style.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Do I just, like, drag and drop it from the compendium into my thing, or...?
I don't know if abilities work like that. If it does, then absolutely. Otherwise, you might have to, like, copy-paste it from there and create a manual entry on that side of your character sheet.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Inexplicably, the chat log fixes itself on the stream. I don't understand how it gets offset and how it's fixed. I mean, Westy's watching most of the time, so you probably see it more than others.
Would you allow me to take a feat over ability score increase?
Absolutely. Yep, feats are completely open.
I didn't know how you would want to go that, or if it's had prerequisites as for that. Everybody's a little different.
Right. Yeah, my Friday night game, they've got some restrictions in place as pertains to feats, but that's also because I've beefed up their characters at level 1. They all got 20 extra hit points, and they all got these cool little unique abilities that you won't find in any book. Like Justin's character, he can just instantly eliminate a
Sweet.
number of
It
minions next to him equal to his proficiency bonus.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then our barbarian fighter, once per long rest, if he's knocked to 0 hit points, he gets back up with 50% hit points. But
Dude.
it's all on a scale, because we're also playing the gritty realism long rest rules where it takes 7 days to get a long rest. We're on session 7,
Ooh.
and they finally got their first long rest. It was crazy. They spent 3 days in a library, just light activity, let's try and get a rest in the city, and they get ambushed by assassins. So that resets the long rest timer. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night on the stream, the Homebrew Enemir campaign with the RU crew. I think a couple players not going to make it, and a few who will.
Now the unarmed fighting thing, that has to be you're not holding anything in both hands, right? For the extra D8 instead of D6.
Correct.
Alright, I'll just wrap my whip around my knuckles and punch them real hard with that instead.
That'll work. Anybody get anything cool with their level up that you haven't already discussed, of course?
Sadly, no level up for me.
Dope!
All good.
Getting closer. Before we jump into what we're going to do with her, because that will likely finish off our session with whatever roleplay we want to do in that respect. I'm just going to take this opportunity to thank everyone for being a part of Roleplaying Unlimited this week. 3 games in a row, once again, 3 open tables, a lot of new players, a lot of established players. And we've got some players who've been with us just a few weeks as well, who are becoming staples of these games. And this is just what it's all about, just creating this community for these games and real life availability. I mean, that kind of ends up being the bane of a lot of gaming groups as well. Like, you get into a steady campaign, you get like 3 games in, and then things just kind of fold in real life and you're not able to play again. And this kind of story that we're running here is a little disjointed just to accommodate that real life aspect, but I think it works for us. And each night we've got players who are excited. We've got, I think, 3 players who'd never played before who have gotten their first tabletop role-playing here with Roleplaying Unlimited. So definitely honored to be a part of that. Last night, our biggest stream that we've ever had. 14 viewers, new subscribers, new followers. Had another person randomly find us on the Twitch stream, which of course that's what it's all about as well. Patient was the only other one to date who has just kind of found us randomly in that respect, I think.
Yeah, it was not bad for a Wednesday.
Yeah. Last night was a lot of fun. We had a very packed table, but we rolled with it, and everybody definitely had their chance to shine. We had a few issues with a missing torch here and there, but nothing unusual.
The torch.
Where's my torch? I can't find it. I don't know. It's somewhere.
Poor Gail.
Right. Yeah, it was not working for her. She was trying her hardest, and that torch was just like, no, I'm not coming with you. I refuse.
Yeah, I forgot that enlarge also makes all my weapons do D4 more damage, so I rolled those 3 D4 to see what I would have done.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I missed out on 11 damage.
Jeez, yeah, that's pretty big there.
Gotta get better about that. I was kind of expecting Roll20 to do it for me like it does everything else, but there's no modifier for that. Maybe I could make one.
Yeah, for sure. Like global damage modifier, you might be able to add that in under the settings cog, and then you can just kind of click that on or click that off, depending on which attack you're using, which if that's going to be your primary, should almost always be clicked on.
Okay, so I finished my level up, and I want to come down and check on the elf.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it mostly works.
She is peacefully asleep. You can see that she is resting and not dead.
Does she have any weapons or any magical looking items on her?
She does have a staff.
I want to search the elf and disarm the elf.
Alright. Looks like the staff is her sole melee weapon. So we can just kind of toss that to the side. She also has a components pouch. And unknown if it's magical or not, but she also has an amulet and a ring.
I can take those for identifying it once we're done with this.
I'm going to take the component bag so she can't cast anything.
Okay. She casts Summon Component Pouch.
No railroading.
There we go. Now I got it working.
Can I investigate the orc and see what he has on him?
Absolutely.
I've probably shrunk back. It only lasts a minute.
Gotcha. There we go.
Does anyone have any
That was
rope to
hilarious to
tie
watch.
her up?
Say again?
Does anyone have any rope to tie her up, or are we just going to end this for her? She didn't seem
No,
overly
I think
friendly.
we should tie her up.
I have rope. So I'm standing. I can't talk. I'm standing right there, so I'm gonna take my rope out and I'm gonna bind her so
Okay.
she can't do anything.
Roll survival check. See how well your rope is tied up on that. The orc is carrying 5 potions of greater healing, 4d4 plus 4. Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean,
I got a 5.
it's like you tied her shoes. She just pulls on that
Hey, that could be debilitating.
just pulls on that one thread and she's free.
Tied shoes, not paying attention. That can be a problem.
Additionally, the orc is carrying 3 scrolls of Cure Wounds. Doesn't appear that he had any weapons or armor. He was just attacking tooth and nail. And then as far as the items, The staff appears to be more of a focus, so it is magical, but it doesn't appear to be a magic item. More so that just if you wanted to use it as a focus, it is eligible for that effect. The ring, however, let's check Arcana. Anybody who wants to roll that, see if we're able to
I can
identify.
do that.
Very nice.
26. I would have disadvantage because of exhaustion for second night, but because of the goggles, I have advantage, so straight roll, so
Gotcha.
26.
Well done.
It's a pretty cool ring. A rare item. And additionally, the amulet is also a magical item. Kind of a strange item, but based on the way that it's constructed, you feel like this was probably a gift to her from the orc. This would be... Of course, I copied everything but the name of the item. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Right?
So, since I had the ring and the amulet, because like I said, I snagged those, I'll say, Duris, I think this is probably best suited for someone of your nature, and toss him the amulet. Do with it as you will.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
He
like
immediately puts it on.
yeah, and if you're carrying around some spirits like any self-respecting dwarf, it's like having an extra potion of greater healing with you each day. Because that's exactly what they
Sadly,
heal.
not yet, but we're going to change that as soon as possible.
Heck yeah. Yeah, you just have to buy some from Mardian when you get back to the ship, yes.
Well, it doesn't seem like this elf is waking up anytime soon. I'm gonna go exploring because I am a specific type of gnome. So I'm going, as this is all taken care of, I'm gonna wander my way over here to the other elf, and I want to check out this elf and see if they have anything fancy.
Oh, you mean the elf you obliterated?
With a single firebolt, very vindictive.
Well, it appears that this elf, the spirit anyway, may be kicking itself for not having used its magical arrows in this combat, for it does have a dozen +1 arrows in its quiver. Otherwise, the short bow is standard equipment, the leather armor is also standard. And additionally, this elf is carrying 10 platinum coins.
Hot damn.
Ooh. I'm gonna snag the coins and those +1 arrows. How many +1 arrows is it?
A dozen.
12. Okay.
Alright, I'm going to follow him up the tree.
Very cool. Yep, feel free to explore inside the other location. This place definitely looks like the goblins were not permitted in here. It still retains its elven elegance. The tables, the carpets, everything still very meticulous. And just scattered throughout the room here, there are numerous little boxes and pouches and just interesting areas to search. Like, you can even kind of see down here as the stairs lead to another room that you can't even quite see the entirety of because you're kind of standing on the ceiling of it. But there might be some more interesting items in this treehouse as well.
I'm gonna shout out the doorway here. Hey, get up here! There's shit to take.
I think we should deal with this elf first, though.
Yeah, we
Don't
can't
want to leave
hold
her
it.
behind. How does she look?
just
Oh,
kill her and
I
be
tied up
done
the
with
elf.
it.
The elf is fine.
We were right there as he was roping her up. Did it look like he was doing a good job, or was it really super quick and shoddy?
Though, well, you're pretty sure you know everybody you know who could have done a better job than he did.
Hey, Tuki, if you don't mind, why don't you try to tie her up, and I'll try to help you.
Okay.
Try that survival check at advantage.
If you want to do that, Tuki. Cool. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Much better. Well, you actually have to tie the knot.
For some reason, that looks much better.
Did he want her to escape? I don't understand.
I think he wanted to go search the bodies quickly. So, can we wake her up?
Well, why don't this? Why
Do
don't
we
just-
want to wake her up, or
Why don't we carry her up into the tree thing while we search around? And that way we're at least covered in case somebody else shows up.
by we you mean you, correct?
Durlis, we need some help carrying the elf.
Oh, fucking course you do. All right,
Strength.
all right.
Strength, get down here.
Durlis grumbles his whole way back down the stairs. And
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what your strength is, but mine's an 8.
Yeah, so is mine.
Oh, and
While you guys are worried about the elf, I have a single-minded focus of searching things.
and I had
what
already
am I
taken...
doing? Am I doing an athletics or?
No, you're naturally strong enough. I had just taken the liberty
Okay.
of moving the body myself. There we go. Move it right back in. That's just a little advanced usage trick right there. If you're not familiar with how to do it and you wish to, hold your token with the left clicker like I'm about to do with Fringe here, and then not necessarily every 5 feet, but every time you want to kind of ping a location, hit your right click at the end of your movement, release, and you get something like that.
Oh.
Well, that's real fancy.
Yeah, it actually measures out your steps, and on the maps where I have hidden traps on certain squares, it's very important to know which square you stepped into and which one you didn't. So, just that's a very advanced feature, though. I know some people, if they don't have the right kind of mouse, sometimes what they end up doing is they end up scrolling the map left to right. And
Oh,
they're
it
not able-
gets it gets so annoying. I do that all the time.
It can happen, so it's definitely something that you want to play around with, but it can be very useful just for helping track movement.
So you were saying this looks like a pretty fancy place that she's got going on here.
That's correct.
If you guys don't mind, give me 10 minutes here while we rest and keep an eye on the elf, and I'll look for magic. Unless you want to rummage through everything without knowing what it is.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
I suppose that's smart.
So I'll go ahead and start doing ritual cast detect magic. 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, downstairs, almost directly under where you're standing, There is a mannequin wearing a suit of +1 scale mail, and likewise, it is carrying a +1 scimitar.
You said +1 scale?
Yeah, +1 scale armor, +1 scimitar. Otherwise, everything else in here appears to be
Mundane.
mundane, decorative. Some of the more elaborate objects might possibly have intent at some point for future enchanting. But for the time being, there's a lot of fancy rings, amulets, bracelets, necklaces, raw gemstones, polished gemstones. Some of these little chests and boxes that we find are just filled to the brim with a variety of coin.
So that right there, that's a magic sword, and that's magic armor, whoever wants or needs that. The rest of this looks pretty mundane, however, it does have value. Can I take all the enchanting stuff and put it in my bag of holding?
Oh, let's see. I'm gonna post everything that we find here just to kind of,
Yeah, if
speed
you
that
got a list, yep.
Oh yeah. Let's
Oh,
take.
hey, everybody. And
Is there
I'm going
anything
to-
written in any strange languages?
Nothing other than Elvish or Orcish. It's about as
Is there
odd as it
anything
gets.
important or cool in any of those items?
Possibly. I guess that is a matter of perspective and opinion. We'll see what you think about the list here once it's posted.
Pretty sure. Duras, do you need what type of armor do you have on Duras?
This is spiked armor of the Battle Rager. It's an ancestral piece. I wouldn't replace it for nothing.
Yeah, the scale armor doesn't look like it would suit that need. However, on the ships, quite often they can transfer stuff, so
I was gonna say I am a smith. I don't know if that would help at all.
I mean, if worse comes to worse, we could just sell it.
very true.
Obviously, it's not going to fit me.
Oh, hey guys. Did anybody happen to find a key roaming around here? And I'm gonna pull a box out of my backpack and say that I found it in a hidden compartment over in a chest in the other treehouse.
I haven't seen one yet.
Is that box magical?
The box is not magical, no.
Okay.
I wanted to give the elf a closer look anyway, mostly to see what happened to her with the poison. But I guess I could also look for a key.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I did want to look to see what that vial did. Would that be like a medicine check or a nature check?
Yeah, medicine.
He's been out for quite a while. This, from a sleep spell standpoint, this seems much more powerful.
It does appear that this is some type of Underdark poison, possibly a drow derivative. And not only does it impose the poisoned condition on the victim, if they failed their save by a specific amount, it also just renders them completely unconscious for an hour or sometimes more.
See, guys? The elf wasn't going anywhere. Who cares how I tied them up?
Do a job right if you're gonna do it at all.
It was right enough.
In short, that's what we obtain.
Any luck for the key on her?
She does not have a key, nor do any of the other bodies that you search. All the bodies combined, there's only the one key that one goblin was like, hey, that's mine. So it's kind of like, well, that's weird.
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm going to fly over to the other one and grab the chest and bring it back over.
Okay. Easy peasy.
And I open it with the key and show you that there's 11 more vials of that stuff.
Oh, that's a lot.
Drow poison. Nasty stuff.
Uh-oh, pushed the wrong button. There we go. My whole screen went black. Now I know how you guys feel.
Oh no.
I pushed F10 or F11 and all of a sudden I just got scrolling code all over Roll20 here. There we go. Okay.
I hate that page.
Yeah, this is specifically what we're looking at here. Oh, look, it copied the Amulet of the Drunkard again. That's not what I did. Copy. There it is, Drow Poison.
Could I have 2 of those drow poisons?
I do not need any of them. That is fine.
But it's a quick question. This elf doesn't look like a drow, correct?
She does
Yeah.
not.
As I say, he asks as he's probably never seen one.
No, I've seen plenty of drow in my time, and this is definitely not one of them.
Then how did she come across this poison?
Also, with the fine elven wines, I'm going to snag that before anyone takes this. I'll be like, I've had bad experience with expensive things that people eat and drink. We're going to sell this. I put it in my bag of holding.
We're looking at you, Blaze. I'm gonna eat the 30 gold piece cube of fine tea.
For the stuff that's worth 40 to 120 GP, how do you want to average that out? Should it just be 80? Or...
Might as well.
Okay. Just for easy math and sorting.
Exactly.
Unless you want to give me 12 different, or give us 14 different values.
Yeah, maybe if it was like 7 p.m. right now, I might go into that kind of detail. It's getting a little late, so yeah, 80
all
sounds,
good,
80
all good.
sounds good.
So just doing quick math. Do we all want to split what's here for these materials equally, or what shall we do with this stuff? There's a lot of resale value here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it doesn't seem like the armor or the sword really benefits anybody here. So those are probably definitely sells, and we probably should split it as easily as possible. Unless
I
somebody
have an
wants-
idea. Why don't we take everything, sell it all at once, and then split everything equally among us?
Well, I could certainly use the sword.
Please take the sword if you
Okay,
need it.
excluding the sword.
Do you think you can would I know if the assistants on the ship could transfer the enchantment of +1 to his spiked armor?
Yeah.
They probably wouldn't be able to transfer it from the scale, but knowing Meridian, he would probably just take an even trade. Oh, cool! I'll take this armor and I'll enchant your existing armor.
Okay.
So same basic effect, just it wouldn't leave the
Yeah.
mail bereft.
Okay. Well, Duras, if you or Durlus, if you take the armor, the ship folks can definitely enchant it 1-for-1 for you.
Well, how about this? How about I take those 2 things as my payment, and you can divide the rest among yourselves?
That works. So
Kind of fair.
let's see. That'd be 1, 2. Okay, so if I've counted everything correctly, and I believe I have, you can each take 1,590 gold worth of these raw materials, the gems and what have you. I'll keep this wine and the silver and copper pieces. And that'll pretty much even us all out.
Who gets the 420?
That would be, well, oh wait, that would be a little bit more than that. Yeah, sorry, it's late for math, man.
Well, you just said silver and copper, so I think
Yeah.
everything was tallied except for that.
Sorry. Yeah, I added the 420 gold into the value of the gemstone, like all the gemstones and the value of the jewelry averaged at 80, and then split that between those two. That came out to 1,590, and then the 1,400 gold elven wine that I already took and put away because fighters are prone to eat things and drink things. Plus the copper and silver, math on that would come close. So
You couldn't pay me to drink that swill.
Even if
well,
it does heal me.
that's fair. That's fair. And the staff, when my detect magic is going, the staff is magical as a focus.
Correct.
That Eldon had. Do you need that, Eldon? Is it a quarterstaff or?
It is.
Oh, okay. Is that something you will use, Eldon, or no? If he's there.
Maybe not.
Maybe. Or he's muted.
Fringe?
Fringe?
Did we...
I was going to say I didn't remember what the staff was.
Yeah, the staff, it's just a regular quarterstaff, but it can serve as a magical focus.
Okay, I already have one of those.
Yeah, some
You
people...
have a focus already. Regardless, this thing is too tall.
Then, if you don't mind, I could utilize that.
Did we account for the potions that were found on the
We have not yet.
Gotcha,
So
and then also the
there-
scrolls.
Yep, there's still the scrolls. We gave the amulet away. I already have some protection from my cloak that I wear. Does somebody want this ring of evasion?
I mean, I will certainly take it if nobody else wants it.
I wouldn't mind laying a claim to it. We could do rock, paper, scissors or something.
Lizard Spock?
Go for it.
What is that?
Are we doing it?
You each roll a d3 and whoever rolls higher. Best 2 out of 3.
Do you mean a D4?
Well, you in Roll20, you can feasibly roll a
You can create it, yeah.
D112. Yeah, whatever, just / roll, and then whatever the die is that you want to create. If you noticed earlier, I rolled a D7.
Oh,
I
Okay,
didn't notice
so-
that. That's cool.
how do we do this?
Type into the chat log / R space, and then, yep. just like Dom did there, a D3. In
Best 2
person.
of 3.
Yep, in
Oh,
person.
okay. Yeah. Got another one.
You got the second one.
Roll a 1.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's a tie!
Oh, you gotta go again.
Ooh.
Sudden death roll off.
There you go.
So we're doing one more.
Yeah.
'Kay.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh no!
Here you go, Eldon.
Why, thank you. This was a gracious game.
And then there's
Just a side note: has anybody watched anime Rock Paper Scissors?
No.
no.
Okay, I'm gonna link that after we're done here.
Very cool. Oh, I see.
That sounds glorious.
I see Val joined us in the chat here. What's going on, brother?
Not much.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Catching us at the end of the Monday game here. I don't know if you're staring at a. Well, no, it doesn't look like you're in the Roll20. Maybe just watching us on Twitch. But yeah, good to see you, pal.
So
I
there
thought
was
I'd
all-
drop in, but my hand's acting up today, so I haven't really done much.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
No
man.
problem. There was also, I think somebody found potions, correct? Additional potions and scrolls.
Oh yeah, those are standard healing potions, right?
Greater healing.
I think he said they were greater. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, 5 greater and then 3 scrolls of cure wounds.
Do you have to be a divine caster to use cure wounds, or be able to cast it?
I believe it has to be on your spell list. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, well then I'll take the scrolls if you guys want to divvy up the potions, because I think I'm the only one that has Cure Light on my spell list.
Yeah, I'm unable to utilize those scrolls. I'll
Alright,
take
so we
one
got
of those
5
potions.
for 3 people.
Oh yeah, I guess we would.
It was
If
3
nobody
scrolls
wants the
of
rest of the
greater.
brow poisons, I'll take all of them.
If we split between the potions, you'll take the drow potions.
Yes.
That works for me.
Would you mind if I grabbed 3 of them?
That
Sure.
is acceptable.
Oh, yeah, oh, the drow. Yeah, that's fine. That's his. So.
Well,
All right. Well, I'm
scrolls
most
again?
likely to get hit, so how about I take 3, you take 2.
I think those goblins would argue that fact, but that's fair. You're generally more upfront than I.
If I'm doing my job right, I'm getting hit more.
No, that is totally fair. You take 3, I'll take 2. I hope I don't need them. They broke through my shields pretty quick there.
So somebody else wants drow poisons.
Yeah, Tuki wants 3.
no.
That'll leave you with 8.
Oh, my math is 7.
Well, no, there was a dozen, and I used 1, so there was 11 left.
Right.
So if I took 3, that would leave you with 8.
And then 2 more. Because. Right?
I think we all might be losing our math skills at this
So
hour.
it was 11 minus 3.
Right, so that leaves you 8, and Dom takes 3 of them.
10.
And then as far as the potions of healing, it was split between Westy and Mike, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
I took 2, he took 3.
Yep.
7.
What would I classify the staff as?
Magical focus quarterstaff.
Okay.
6. I have 6. Wait, no, it is 7. Geez, it's been a long week.
It ain't
I
over
mapped
yet. We
to
still got
work for
tomorrow.
crying out loud.
We still got tomorrow. It ain't over yet. Unless you're off on Friday.
Today is Wednesday.
Oi!
Oh.
I'm usually Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday. I do 4/10s.
What was the what were the scrolls again? I forgot.
Cure
They
wounds.
were cure wounds, yeah.
Yeah, I posted it there in the chat log. And we are back here at our starting screen. Any other divvying up that we want to do? Of course.
I think we got through it, so
I think we did. And I think our cliffhanger this week will be, what are we going to do with this elf when we come back to it next time around? Which will not be this coming Monday, unfortunately, as I've announced a few times this week. Next week, there will be no games. No Monday, no Tuesday, no Wednesday, no Friday. 4 days off. I got some stuff to take care of, and then also prepping for the next 4 or 5 weeks worth of activities. We're starting to reach the end of the worlds that I've created in these campaigns, and I would hate for us to all of a sudden just kind of be like, so what now? So yeah.
We'll just get to know each other a little better and spend a few days in the tavern.
Exactly. We'll definitely have some streams going on through the week off. I'm anticipating maybe doing some world building streams so you guys can see some of the maps being constructed as the process is going on, whether you have created maps before on Roll20 or not. The real trick will be which map is going with which game. So some people might get some spoiler alerts and be like, "Ooh, I remember this map." Some people might be like, "I didn't get to see this map at all." So who knows exactly how that's going to go, but I'm anticipating any streaming I do this coming week will be in that vein, or I might stream a little video game action here. I got that Hogwarts game that I haven't played for almost a month now. I've got like 3 hours into it, but that's not unusual for most of my video games. I don't really have a whole lot of time for it. I had a blast tonight. It's always fun to have a small party like this because, as you can see, everybody kind of gets a little bit more opportunity to RP in and out of combat. I mean, some of us were chatting it up in the midst of combat too, so I had a lot of fun with that. And I hope you all had fun tonight too.
Had a great time.
Very much so.
Thank you, J-Man, for dropping in there for that middle hour. That provided us some much needed arsenal for that section of the combat, especially when he just came in and walloped the crap out of the elf and dragged her toward him and dropped her on the ground. He's like, "All right, I gotta go, guys." Shouldn't have let you play tonight, mother.
Came in clutch.
Yes, indeed. And as good as my dice rolls were, I mean, that's just how it is. Ultimately, the players overcome, and we got a prisoner, which, again, as we were talking about earlier, was not anticipated. I fully thought you would advance to level 4, and she'd still be pretty good on her wounds, but that's going to provide an interesting element when we come back to it on the 20th. Should be our next game, Monday the 20th, and that week we should be back on for 4 games a week. Until then, we are going to catch you tomorrow night. Role-Playing Unlimited presents Enemir, the First Step Reimagined with the RU crew. Should be another exciting game tomorrow night. We are finished with the library combat and getting ready to start the next stage of our journey. Hope you all have a good night. Are you with us?
See ya.
Good night.
Thanks much. We'll catch y'all later.
Thank